Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can edit montages for pro players or pro esport players. So for me, my background is in Halo and I've done several montages for pro Halo players. These are going to be the exact steps I took from basically making my first montage all the way to making several for Halo pros. And this obviously works in any esport, but I'm going to use Halo as an example because that's my background, but this would work for any of it. So if you follow these steps, I'm sure you'll be able to edit for a pro player in no time. Step one is to build your brand or build an audience, basically. So I use my last name as my editing alias. I suggest using your name because in the long run, that's going to be more useful when you get older and your name is attached to several things, so it can link back to that. I've done that with Halo and with Smash Bros. They all link back to me because my name's Hastings. To build an audience and to build your brand, you're going to have to start somewhere. So you're not going to start making for pro players. You're going to start probably with videos, footage from yourself or your friends. With that, you really want to just learn and get into it. Like the first several videos should be about you growing and trying to make the best content possible. Because the better your content is, the more you'll get noticed anyways. So once you built, say made a few montages or videos for you and your friends and you notice your quality is getting bigger, the next step is to link up with some people from within the community you want to work in or the community you want to be a part of. So for me, what I did is I wanted to get quality content out to the amateur level players. So players that are on Twitch, they have somewhat of a following. It may not be at pro level, but it'll be better footage anyway. So quality of your product will be better and it just overall raised everything up. So for me, I already had some people liking my first few videos. I did a good job of promoting myself on Twitter and even talking in Twitch chat with some Halo amateurs back in the day. When people would watch my original videos, they would comment, say they would be different editors or they would be different amateur players. And I would reply to all of them because I want to become friends. I want to be in that community, right? So I replied to them. People got to know me just because I was a friendly guy and I made some videos. And then I would go into Twitch chat again and talk to some of these amateur players, see basically people that were somewhat familiar with me because the amateur scene's a little more tight-knit, they kind of know each other better. See who is looking for a video. There's another airplane taking off or a loud noise in the background. See who is looking to make a video or if someone just had some clips laying around. And then from there I would make an amateur video or like a video for an amateur player. Another way I did was I entered some editing contests. I don't know if they do much of those anymore on YouTube, but I did one of those for Halo Tracker back in the day, and you can just find any of these just to get your name out there. They'll supply the footage. The only thing is they're like direct comparisons and everyone's going for like a super creative, fancy style, like how you see Fortnite edits and some Call of Duty edits, where it's all just about the effects. When I wanted to get into like the professional, clean Halo montages or CSGO montages, they're a good example where you see the footage and the editing doesn't take away from it. Like it just adds to it, if anything. So once you're working with amateur players, your quality keeps getting better and better. You're getting better at what you do and you're getting more recognition. So with that, you're gonna wanna then on Twitter or whatever social media, usually Twitter, it'll be Twitter. You go on Twitter, you have your own account, and you're gonna follow other editors within the community and players and pro players from within the community, some that have already liked your work and some will follow you back because hopefully your Twitter handle is the same as your editing alias. And that way you can build a following there and you can network. Airplane. Gonna wait. Another note for the YouTube comments or the social media comments on Twitter, when people are talking about your work, whether it be other editors or just community members in general, make sure to keep it really professional. Like when someone gives you criticism, take it on the chin. Don't explain your work, say like defend your work, why you did certain things. Just be like, oh, thanks, I appreciate that, or I'll take that into consideration, because it really builds your character and your brand as being like this professional guy. People would want to work with you. That brings it back to your Twitter posts, your social media posts. Basically, you are your brand. In 2020, everything represents you. You represent your brand. So if you're making fun of or talking down about the game you're making content for, people within the community, it's all gonna look bad. You basically wanna keep it clean, professional, help out the community, like share, retweet stuff when other people make other content and kind of grow together. But that way you're seen as a professional guy who has airplanes again in the background, and my neighbor's cat is just chilling on the balcony. That's safe. I'm on the 12th floor. Keeping your social media clean and professional will look better on you in the long run, look better for people who want to hire you in the future, and it just builds your brand as being professional, as I said like 8 times. Step 2, so step 1 was building your audience. Step 2 is asking other editors. At this point, you've already built a reputation for yourself and you've befriended other editors on Twitter, on YouTube. It always goes back to who you know. And if you become friends with these editors, you support them, they support you. You can then ask if they know of any players looking for an editor or looking to get a project off the ground. And you can use your networking basically from the other editors to find maybe a pro player. Maybe it'll be more amateurs, but either way, it's a good way to network. And once you get to know them a little better, you can ask to collab. If they're like a bigger editor and they're working with a pro player, or if their name is attached to it, it can help bring some recognition to you. And it's a good way to see different styles and work together anyways. So really you can build off each other and use that again as networking, because then your name gets out there more, or your alias, your editing alias gets out there more. And you build yourself up bigger, getting better projects, getting more under your belt, and building a bigger portfolio. And step 3, the last step, which would be the obvious one, is simply asking pro players who is looking for a montage, or even like following them on social media, waiting for someone to ask if there's an editor out there. So once you build yourself big enough, you're recognized within your community, or you're recognized for just how good the quality of your work is. You can then on Twitter, if they're following you, DM them, ask them, hey, in the future, if you're looking for a Halo montage, or sorry, any montage, I would love to work with you. This isn't saying it's for pay. A lot of this is literally passion. I did these Halo montages for free. At a certain point, players might offer to pay you, but if you're looking for money, this isn't really it. This is really just you love making montages, and eventually these montages can lead to bigger things. I've used montages in my portfolio to get esports work at several different places. DMing the players directly on Twitter is one way. If they don't follow you, you can just tweet at them asking if they're looking for a project. And those are really the best ways in the end to work with these, like collab with these pro players, is you build yourself up to a level where you're recognized within the community, you have good content. That's an important part. You can't just be known for bad content. You gotta have good content, and then you use your name and you use your skills to reach out to editors and players trying to find who wants a video made. Those are the steps I took personally. It's been several years, but I started off with like a Halo editing contest. Then from there, I legit did go on Twitch and reached out to some amateur players. They got to know me, and then I started making a little bigger videos within the amateur community. I'll link some of the clips here. You can see like these are back from like 2014, 2013. So like I've really grown since then, but even like some of those styles I like looking back on, because it's kind of like a time lapse to see back in the day. And then I remember I started working, I collabed with CJ New, who's an editor for Ninja's old Halo videos and for the Avengers montage with Muggsy, which is the all-time great in my eyes. He was a big recognized editor, and it really helped me out, because then I worked with my first pro player, and then that pro player wanted to make his own video again later, who reached out to me again. So then I did one with him, and then I got another pro player, and right now I'm working on one of my biggest projects for a pro Halo player. Now, I can't reveal who it's for, or at least I haven't revealed who it's for yet, besides showing a clip of the speed edit here. It's a preview of one of the clips, so it might give away something. One note to take away is when you're doing stuff for amateurs and you're doing stuff for your friends, I find you can really experiment more. You can go like crazy with the color correction, crazy with the effects, with the pacing, the flow, basically experiment, try new things. When I work with pro players, I tone it down. I like to keep it clean, professional, because people want to see the gameplay because it's pro gameplay, and they don't want it to take away from it. You can do cool things, catch people's eyes, but if you go over the top with it all, I find a lot of pros aren't looking for that. Maybe a few, like rugged ones. Rugged, I don't know why I said that, but you know what I mean. Rugged. Maybe a few are looking for that style, but really pro players want clean videos to show off their skill, show the high quality production, and they want to keep it like that. And from there, that can take you basically to working within esports if you want. I can go into videos how I work within esports, but basically for pay. But the montages were always passion, and if you have a passion for that, this is a good way to climb through the ladder of the community to get to the content you want to be creating, because not only will you get better and get yourself there, but people will notice that. And when people notice that, then you can probably work with anyone and make your favorite content and have something you're really passionate about. If this video helped you out or inspired you to maybe like get out to the community more, please give me a thumbs up. That actually really helps. It helps out the channel. It shows that people are liking these videos. It shows that you're liking my videos. And maybe I'll make some more. I have some ideas for some freelance editing ones, basically how I work from home, starting with esports content and YouTube content. I have a few other video ideas. Comment below and tell me your story about how you started from making videos for yourself and your friends up to where you are now and basically the people you work with. Is it a similar story? Did you climb up the same way I did? just happened to be a god editor immediately and everyone noticed you. But either way, let me know down in the comments. Give it a thumbs up. Thanks guys, and I'll be making 3 videos a week for the next little while here. There'll be videos like this and then more After Effects tutorials right on the computer. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.